All right, welcome back to Crappy Design. I think speaking of crappy design, the edge little sliver of my foam sound reduction panel is just like sticking into the frame over there. I hope it really bothers you tremendously. Anyway, let's begin with number 19. Am I crazy, or does it look like she's about to be farted on by a horse? You know, that's gotta be a fetish of people's, getting farted on by a horse. Someone out there really enjoys that. Diversity at work. I guess, yeah. Are you saying that these two people's hair combined next to each other looks like a horse's butt? I'm offended by that as one of the people who's in that photo, okay? I do some stock image modeling on the side. I'll have you know that that's me right there. So you were saying that I look like half of a horse's butt, and that's not very nice, all right? I don't appreciate that sort of thing. Thank you. Happy Father's Day. Just in time for Father's Day. Right under the headline, man 73 awaits sentencing for killing sleeping son just in time for Father's Day, and an advertisement for knives. So did he use a knife in the crime? Because yeah, that's just unfortunate placement, and I'm sure the person doing the ad had no idea that this is where it was going to be placed on the page. So just all around kind of a bummer there. This is like one of those instances of someone having an ad display on a YouTube video that they don't really align with. You know, something controversial, but it's getting the ads. This is going to result in a demonetization for the newspaper. The advertiser is going to be like, no more, we're pulling out. We're doing a boycott. It's YouTube ad apocalypse, except newspapers. Want some shoes that look like you stepped in dog poop? See the hottest products trending this week only in the Nike app. It really does look like that. You think they'd want to go with, I don't know, like something more colorful, something that doesn't look like things that you could accumulate on your shoe naturally by walking in them? Because eventually, if you go for a hike in these or something, it's just all of the shoe is going to look like this. And then you're going to lose track of what was actually part of the original design. You're going to be like, why won't this just come off of my shoe? I swear I've washed the rest of it. All the other dirt is off, but this is just permanently stained in there. God dang it. It's an easier way for you to not be so upset when your white shoes get super dirty. These coffin-shaped door windows in the hospital. Well, that's a little grim, isn't it now? You know, hospitals are supposed to be trying to reassure you that you're going to be okay. Or if you know you're not going to be okay, at least not remind you of the fact that you're not going to be okay every time that you go through that door. Or your relatives thinking about death every time that they walk through about to visit you, because maybe as a patient staying an extended amount of time you wouldn't see these doors, but somebody does. And it's kind of like, makes me think it's like some Dracula stuff. Like Dracula's gonna pop in through the doors and be like, all right, who's ready to donate some blood? The button with this icon has this icon on the button. What does this mean? The button with this icon has this icon on the button. Okay. Yeah, I was very confused by the caption, but I guess that is exactly what's going on here. In case you didn't know, this is just a slightly larger version of what's on the button. Not much larger, but just slightly. So if you were having kind of borderline troubles seeing what that icon was, we've clarified it for you. Just in case you don't know that that's the mute, and this is volume up, this is volume down, this is a call, we're giving you the symbol. Again, it's not at all redundant. It's like an IKEA manual, you know? They want it to be, they don't have to localize it to any different places. They can just send it off, and it'll always work. Don't really get it, though. I'd nut myself at homecoming without you. I'd nut myself at homecoming with you. So what's the question again? What? I donut see myself at Hoko without you, she said. I don't see myself Hoko. Man, when I was in high school, I never heard the shorthand Hoko. I just don't like it at all. Can we never use that shorthand ever again? What's with the donut thing? The pun, the donut pun. We've seen it like several times here on Crappy Design. Why can't anyone properly execute a donut pun? I'd nut myself at homecoming. God damn it. Congratulations. I'm glad she was able to forgive you for the poor sign. Oh. Wow. I don't... Oh, packed. I was trying to think for a second what it even means. That's just really unfortunate placement for the hole right there. I bet you that it kind of varies from bag to bag. It's probably not a super exact science with these things because, you know, the plastic bags are pretty flimsy. So I'm sure that that thing could end up kind of just in that area, which you'd think they'd try to avoid anyway because it seems like there's plenty of room over here. But, yep, forked with fruit nutrients. You know, it's another way of saying there are a lot of them in there. Could be packed, it could be forked. Either one, you get the idea. That would make me do a double take though, and it'd take me a moment to actually realize what they were intending to say. So I just hide the scratch with the bottle. Scratch plus aid. Before and after. Did you know that if you just place an item on top of your scratch, like this bottle for instance, nobody will be able to see the scratch anymore? It doesn't work against people who have X-ray vision, but they're pretty few and far between. Out of the 7 billion in the world, the odds are pretty low you're going to run into them. So just lay the bottle over the scratch. We promise 100% guarantee you won't be able to see the scratch underneath. We tried it. Works all the time, every time. That's a wasp. Just be yourself. I'll be honest with you. If I saw that, I wouldn't immediately register it not being a bee. Off the top of my head, I can't even go over why that is a wasp versus a bee. I know there's like more yellow in the color scheme, and then the wings on a bee are a little more stubby, right? But otherwise, I don't think I'd point it out. If I were with someone in a store and I saw that, I wouldn't be like, do you see that photo over there? Look, that's actually a wasp, not a bee. And then I think that the person next to me would be like, oh, cool. But yeah, maybe I'm just extremely uncultured and dumb, and that I'm the only person who would have that reaction. And normally someone would be like, oh wow, that's ha ha, that's actually a wasp. Huh, those dum-dums. Bathroom mirror at a bar in Italy. You know what they're trying to do here? They're trying to tell you that it's not what's on the outside that matters, it's what's on the inside. Okay? Doesn't matter how you look. You don't need to be spending all your time here, you know, primping, adjusting whatever it is that you do in front of the bathroom mirror. They're just trying to tell you, no. All right? Just go back, enjoy, focus on your personality, because that's what really matters. Okay? That's what's gonna score you that second date. That's what you're there for. Unless you got a bloody nose or something, it's really important that you actually see it, in which case this is really impractical. But otherwise, it's teaching a valuable lesson. This football-shaped bottle by a mineral water company ahead of Football World Cup Russia 2018 that turns into spherical magnifying glass and gets on fire when in sun for more than a minute. That was a handful of a mouthful right there, my God. Holy, it's actually on fire. I'm genuinely impressed by that. What did it do? Did it light the paper on fire? That's incredible. It's like they inadvertently created a magnifying glass focus. That's really impressive. I'm sure when you're designing a water bottle, you're not like, oh, let's just make sure that we do a test or we ensure that it doesn't light on fire when you leave it out in the sun. You probably don't think about that. And it was probably just made to like the exact right dimensions accidentally, that it focused all of the heat onto one point when whatever angle the sun was hitting it at, and it just, wow. The irony of a water bottle catching fire. There's something there. How would I know? Date of birth. January 22nd, 1999. Expiration date. I'm not sure about that yet. Let me get back to you. Might have a hard time getting back to you because I don't know how to fill it in after that happens. But I'll be sure to let my next of kin know that they need to fill this out at that point. See, it's a good thing it's not a required field. You don't need to know. They're just curious if you can predict it kind of well, you know? That's all. That's all they're going for there. Are you psychic? I'm sure someone out there out of 7 billion people, if you guessed the date that you expire, Someone would get it right. And that would be really weird, but someone would get it right. This goes on in an almost endless loop. Oh, I'm guessing that the motion of one sets off the other to go, and then it closes, and then it opens the other one. Yeah. Whoops. And wait. Yep, I'm assuming that... Oh, yep, there it goes again. Good stuff. Good way to waste some electricity right there. Person set this whole thing up, saw that happen, we're like, I'm too lazy to move this. It's done. Someone else's problem now. I was hired to install this. They told me where to put it, and now it's done, and that's it. I'm leaving. Please pay me. Thank you. Thanks for the warning. 3 accused of gang blank in I don't want to be demonetizedville. That's, I'm assuming, an electronic billboard. Yeah, that's I mean, that's a choice of headline to just display right there next to 3 of your newscasters. I don't know. I feel like when it's just a massive billboard that people of any age could be driving by, you know, it could be a 4-year-old as passenger in the car, and then the 4-year-old sees the sign that says that and goes, "Hey, can you, Mom, Dad, explain to me what does that mean?" And then Mom and Dad have to come up with something like, "Well, it's just when 3 people do something not good." Girlfriend asked me to hand her the sprinkles from the pantry while baking. Took me way too long to find. I too like to decorate my rainbow sprinkles so that they have vegetables on the packaging, because that makes sense. Let's make it as not colorful as possible. Look like, I don't know, a thing of garlic powder or onion powder. And also, did your girlfriend buy this just because she thought it was hilarious how not like rainbow sprinkles the packaging looked? Why would why did you accidentally do that? Did you just not care? You're like, God, I've made so many labels today. I'm just not going to change the background now. The way Netflix I could speak pretty good. We can try that again. The way Netflix portrays Shrek makes it look like it's an animated prawn. Oh. All right. Well, that's one way to... What? Huh. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize that those were the thumbnail images for Shrek 1 and 3. There are a whole host of other options, I think, for promotional material for the movie that could be used for this. Like, they definitely made movie posters, and I definitely remember when Shrek came out, that wasn't the movie poster that I saw all over the place, but Netflix is like, no, we're going with that one. It's gonna be better. Shrek 2 responding to that, and then he's kind of disgusted at Farquaad being like that, but then lo and behold, he falls into the same trap with Donkey. I wonder if DreamWorks would be into that if they saw that. They must be aware at this point. Maybe they've requested a change. If I owned the Shrek IP, I'd probably request a change. Class stalls and bathroom. It's gotta be in the United States. Or maybe it's not, you know, there's no gap here. So maybe it's not in the... But why, though? That's even worse than gaps in stall doors. You can just... Someone thought they were being super modern, contemporary, high fashion, high design. You can just see someone taking a poo. You would see their face. You know who it is. God, this poor person right here getting their photo taken. I bet you know, unless you've gone in and seen someone sitting on there, you're like, you know, they must have made the glass such that it distorts me enough that this isn't going to be a problem. Little did you know. I'm so sorry. National Geographic magazine that warns about danger of plastic bags comes inside a plastic bag that's inside a plastic bag. See comments! It's a plastic bag, and then it's shrink wrapped. Well, you can't really... I feel like you can't get into any trouble with shrink wrap. I don't know how you mess yourself up with something you actually have to tear to get the magazine out. Sure, is it wasteful maybe? Yeah, it keeps the pages from being bent and stuff. But I don't know that anyone suffocated in a magazine shrink wrap before. Let's see in the comments. In the US, the magazines came in a paper sleeve, and it stated that National Geographic will continue to use the paper sleeve from now on. It seems to be an issue with a local magazine distributor. National Geographic is switching to worldwide use of paper sleeves over the next few months. So National Geographic is trying their best, but a local distributor did a boo-boo. Okay? There we go. Nat Geo, we acknowledge you are trying your best. Well, anyway, that was it for the last month of graphic design. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch up on other Reddit videos like this. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to listen to music playing in the background, link is in the outro over on Mirror Music. I'll see you next time.